Have you ever felt like something is changing between you and someone special? Not necessarily more attraction, not necessarily more chemistry, something deeper, because there comes a point when a connection stops being casual and starts becoming emotionally significant. And when that happens, certain signs begin appearing almost automatically. The interesting part is that most people don't even realize they're doing it, but their behavior reveals everything. If you've been wondering whether someone is becoming emotionally attached to you, these 5 signs often reveal what's happening beneath the surface. Let's begin. Number 1, they start becoming part of your daily routine. When someone is becoming emotionally attached, they naturally begin weaving themselves into your everyday life. They check in, they text you about random things, they share moments that don't seem important, not because they have to, but because they want you involved in their day. For example, they might send you a photo of their lunch, tell you about something funny that happened at work, or text you the moment they get home. Small updates, but meaningful ones, because you're becoming part of their daily rhythm. Psychologically, emotional attachment grows through consistent connection, and the more someone thinks about you throughout the day, the more naturally they look for reasons to reach out. But daily contact isn't the only sign. Soon, something else begins happening. Number 2, they remember the things that matter to you. Most people remember facts. Emotionally attached people remember feelings, your worries, your goals, your bad days, and your favorite things. The more emotionally invested they become, the more attention they pay to the details that make you who you are. For example, they remember an important meeting you mentioned weeks ago and ask how it went. They remember your favorite coffee order. They remember that one thing you've always wanted to achieve. Because when someone becomes emotionally attached, they start paying closer attention to what matters to you. And attention is one of the clearest forms of emotional investment. But attachment doesn't stop at paying attention. Eventually, your influence begins growing too. Number 3, they look for your opinion. Before making decisions, a powerful shift happens when someone becomes emotionally attached. Your opinion starts carrying weight. They ask what you think, they want your perspective, they consider your feelings before making choices because emotionally, you're becoming part of their world. For example, they ask your opinion before buying something important. They want your thoughts on a career decision. They even ask which outfit looks better before going somewhere. Not because they can't decide, but because your opinion genuinely matters to them. And when someone starts valuing your perspective, it often means they're becoming emotionally invested in the connection itself. But perhaps the strongest evidence comes when they begin lowering their guard. Number 4, they start opening up about things. They don't tell everyone. Attachment creates emotional safety, and emotional safety creates vulnerability. They begin sharing deeper stories, past experiences, private fears, personal struggles, things they rarely reveal to other people because they trust you with parts of themselves that most people never see. For example, they tell you about a difficult period in their life. They share an insecurity they've hidden for years, or they admit something they're afraid of losing. The more emotionally attached they become, the more they let you see behind the walls they've built around themselves. Because vulnerability is rarely given where trust doesn't exist. And when someone consistently opens up to you, it often signals that the connection has become emotionally meaningful. Which brings us to the strongest sign of all. Number 5, they begin imagining you in their future. This is often the clearest sign that emotional attachment is growing. They talk about future plans and naturally include you. Future trips, future experiences, and future possibilities. Sometimes casually, sometimes indirectly, but the message is the same. You're no longer just part of their present. You're starting to become part of the future they're imagining. For example, they say things like, "We should visit that place someday. You'd love it there. We should try that together." Or they talk about future events months away and automatically assume you'll be there. Because when someone starts picturing you in their future, emotional attachment has usually moved beyond simple attraction. At that point, the connection is becoming something much more significant. Conclusion. The truth is, emotional attachment rarely appears all at once. It develops gradually through attention, consistency, trust, vulnerability, and a growing desire to keep someone close. That's why the strongest signs are often found in the small things. The daily messages, the remembered details, the trusted opinions, the private conversations, and the future plans that quietly include you. Because when someone is becoming emotionally attached, their actions often reveal it long before their words do. So if you recognize several of these signs in your own situation, there may be something deeper developing between you than either of you has fully realized. Which sign felt most familiar to you? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Love Insight for more relationship psychology, attraction insights, and human behavior secrets.